What's good, guys? It's Sam here. Today is January 13th, and I'm going to be going on vacation next month. I'm going to be going to a tropical location. I'm not exactly sure where, probably somewhere in the Caribbean with my girl, and I want to look fucking good. So, I want to talk about 3 things that are going to change to get that vacation body. What I'm personally doing. You can try them for yourselves, but this is what I'm going to do. And I'm going to touch on 3 facets of that. The training, the diet, and the drugs or supplements, whatever you want to call them. But before I do that, if this is your first time here, make sure you press that subscribe button. Make sure you press that little thumbs up button. Just gently tap your screen. Don't break your screen. Just gently tap it. And lastly, there's that little bell. Tap that little bell notification, and you will get notified every time I post a video. As I spit all over the place. Anyways, to get in with it, I wanted to start with training. Okay. So, I'm going to be going on vacation in approximately a month. As I mentioned, today's the 13th of January. I think around the 13th or 14th, I will be leaving for vacation for about 8 days in the month of February. Whatever. I think the 14th is like a Thursday, so I'll be leaving Thursday and coming back the following. Not like 3 days later, but like 8-9 days later, whatever it comes out to be. More than likely in the Caribbean. So if anybody has any, I'll keep you guys posted. But if you want to follow along more closely, check out the Instagram. It'll be a link in the description. But I want to drop my body fat a little bit during that time period and look really lean while I'm out there because I'm going to be... I'm in Massachusetts right now, so I'm always wearing a shirt. Well, not always, but in warm climates and tropical climates, I tend to just not wear a shirt and wear swim shorts or shorts all the time. So I'm going to be at the beach, at the pool, and I just want to look good. Like, I already look good. I just want to look better, you know? I want to look a little leaner, and you see a little bit more of, like, the tie-in, you know what I mean, from the delt, the frontier, like the anterior delt to the bicep, or the tricep, the rear delt. Some of the insertions, I want to be able to see those a little bit more, lose a little bit more body fat in the midsection here. I want to potentially see some feathering in my quads, and see some more striations in my calves. That's what I want. So this is what I'm doing to get there. So for the training, I'm stepping up the training on two fronts. So I'm still doing LISS, which is low intensity, steady state cardio. I'm not a huge fan of HIIT. For myself, it works. It's awesome. If you like it, kudos. I'm just personally not a fan of it. I would rather do an hour of LISS than 20 minutes of high intensity interval training, personally. So what I'm doing is I'm increasing the quantity of cardio that I'm doing. I'm more than likely going to be switching it up into 2 sessions, morning and evening, more than likely. At first, it might just be a couple days a week, but I'm increasing the quantity of volume. I'm also increasing progressively so if I'm doing the Stairmaster at level 5, right, for about 30 minutes, maybe I'll go for 35 minutes. Or on the second session, if I was going to do 15 or 20 minutes, maybe I'll do 20 or maybe 25. Also, I increase the speed. So say from going from 30 to 35, maybe I'll do half of that at level 5 and then half of it at level 6 for a week or so, and then I'll do all of it at level 6. The same thing with the treadmill. So if I do cardio on the treadmill, it's always at the highest incline, and what I'll do is 15-degree incline, and then maybe 2 or 2.5 miles per hour, just walking. Now that I'm prepping for this, I'm going to be increasing that, say, the same thing with the quantity, meaning the time I'm doing it, but also how fast I'm going. So instead of maybe 2.5, maybe I'll go to 2.6 or 2.8 or 2.9 or whatever the case is. And a lot of times, excuse me. Good thing we're here. I would have fucking sneezed all over you. So a lot of the time when I'll do this, I will break it down. So say if I'm doing 30 minutes and I'm doing the treadmill at the highest incline, what I'll do is maybe the first 3 or 4 minutes, I'll do it level at 2 minutes or 2 miles an hour, and then I'll go up to say 2.2 or 2.4 for the next 3 or 4 or 5 minutes, and then I'll go up, and then I'll go up, and then I'll go up. So I will just get that time period a little smaller so that I get up to a higher speed more quickly, and that top higher speed I'm going to go to actually is a higher level. So instead of stopping at 2.5 or 2.6, I'll go to say 3 or 3.3 just to burn some more calories. Now, the last thing I'm going to do with the training is I'll probably be hitting doubles. I do that anyway. So I'll probably be hitting doubles 2 to 4 times a week, depending on the body part. The training protocols, or like how I'm actually lifting, is going to pretty much stay the same. By staying the same, I mean it's constantly changing. Every single week, my lifts are changing, the volume, the intensity, like how I'm lifting exercises. It's always changing. So that is going to continue always changing and just being dynamic. Next thing I want to talk about is diet. So what my diet has been is 2.5-ish, 3 pounds of meat per day. That's a pound of ground beef or ground turkey, about 1.5 pounds of chicken, and somewhere in the neighborhood of 3 to 6 pieces of regular bacon. And then about 1 pound of, say, kale and cabbage, onions, garlic, tomato, you know what I mean? All these vegetables. I try to have at least 5 vegetables per meal, so that's not going to change at all. Although I did change out the kale and the cabbage to arugula and spinach. And then I'm still going to have garlic and onion and tomato. I really like tomato, garlic, and onion. That's just a really good combo. But what I'm doing with the diet is I'm adding in a little bit of carbohydrates, not all the time, so that I can do some carb loading on certain days, and other days I'll go like virtually no carbs. So it's going to depend on the day. Do I have any protocol for that? No, just how I'm feeling. Like, maybe I'll go 0 carb one day, and then the next day I'll have some carbs, just to constantly keep my body in a state of seeking equilibrium. It's always going to be trying to look in equilibrium, because I feel like a lot of times you can get better results from doing things like that. Or maybe it'll be 3 or 4 days or a week at very low carbs, and then I'll have 3 or 4 days or a week of more carbs, you know. And I'm not doing a lot of carbs by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just doing like probably what you would have in one meal, I'm having throughout my entire day for my carbohydrates. Then I switched the regular bacon out for turkey bacon, or just not having it at all. And instead of having, say, ground beef, half the week, maybe say 3-4 days a week, and ground turkey 3 or 4 days a week, I switched it to primarily be ground turkey. The reason I did that, just because it's reducing the total number of calories that I'm intaking by reducing the fat content, right? I'm switching from regular bacon to turkey bacon, and I'm switching from ground beef to ground turkey. The fat for ground beef versus ground turkey is much lower, so I'm just dropping the calories, but the volume of food is staying the same throughout the process. So the cardio and is going to increase, not only, as I mentioned, the quantity, but also the level. You know what I mean? 2.5 miles per hour versus 3 miles per hour. And the diet, the calories are going to start constricting. I'm not changing protein consumption, and I'm not really going to change much in terms of, like, I guess I'm adding carbs in, but I started that about a week ago, maybe a week and a half ago, and I'm not doing anything crazy. Like, I have maybe a quarter of a cup or half a cup of rice in terms of uncooked, and then I'll cook that and I'll split that up over 3 meals. Or if I'm going to be, say, training in the evening, maybe I'll put it in the last meal. I mean, I'll just keep playing around with that. Now, in terms of the supplements or compounds that I'll be taking, I'm going to continue with the MK677 at 20 milligrams per day. That is not going to change. I'm taking that first thing in the morning. However, later this week, I'm going to be switching that to the evening just because I tend to take it first thing in the morning. I'm just going to switch it up, take it in the evening and see what I think. The RID 140, I believe I'm at around 15 to 20 mil. So these compounds are not for human consumption. Don't do stupid shit that I do. You'll probably kill yourself if you take any of these things. Okay, so with that being said, RID 140, I'm taking around 15 to 20 mg per day. That tends to be actually in the evening because that's when I remember it. I was sent the wrong product, so I have a liquid, and I just take that in the evening most of the times. Unless I remember, I'll take it in the morning. My doctor prescribed testosterone, 250 mg per week. I'll get into that a little bit, but I think I'm actually going to skip a week and try Ostarine at like 60 or 70 mg per day and just see how, you know what I mean? And see if I'm taking an equivalent or slightly higher amount of milligrams of Ostarine versus testosterone and just kind of see what I feel, you know? And just go from there. I might try that for a week and just see what I think. And I will be ordering some S4 arginine or whatever it's called, arginine. You can correct me down below in the comments. And that, from every single time that I have researched with S4, amazing. One of my favorite, Ostarine and then S4, my two favorite research compounds. S4 dries me out, but not from a standpoint of my joints, but just pulls fucking sub-Q water, and it looks like, I mean, tremendous. Never had any side effects with that in terms of a negative side effect, but dries me out super nice, deepens all the insertions, and it's got a very nice look from that. So as I get closer, I will be probably getting that towards the beginning of February in another 2 weeks or so, and then I'll be taking that while I am there. I'll do another video on how I will be taking my things on vacation with me. But if you guys have any questions about any one of these 3 categories, the training, the diet, or the supplements, let me know down below in the comments. If you are going to ask questions about research compounds, shoot them to me on Instagram. I'd prefer to answer those on Instagram than on YouTube. Just because I don't know how YouTube's policy is about those. So my link for Instagram will be in the description. Reach out to me on Instagram or Facebook, and I am happy to help out. Instagram is definitely the easier way to do it, though. Also, if you want to follow along, I'm documenting my journey of getting to $100 a day online. I'm currently monetizing it in only one way, but I'm telling you exactly how I'm doing it and the results I'm getting. Also how I'm growing my YouTube channel and the results of marketing, what I'm doing for marketing and all that kind of stuff. So if you want to do that, check out the channel. I've got a couple playlists set up, or shoot me a question if that's what you are trying to do. Lastly, Amazon Associates. If you have anything to purchase on Amazon, I'll stick a link down in the description. If you use my link, it doesn't cost you anything at all. It just takes a little bit of that profit out of the coffers for Amazon and gives it to me. Not much, but a small amount. And it just tells Amazon that you came through by clicking my link. That's all. Thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.